Okay, good night, guys. So I'm gonna be doing a tutorial. Somebody asked me about a full tutorial of how I got my stories that I have. So what I did, first thing you want to do is you're gonna go to ChatGPT. You're going to give ChatGPT a role. You're going to give it what it's supposed to do, the outcome that you want to achieve. And then basically we're going to create, just for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to create just a random story of a female first time in a plane and a guy. They're sitting together. So basically, first thing we did was we generated our image. So here we got the prompt for our female. Here we got the prompt for the male character. And we are going to go to Gemini, and this is our female character, this is our male character, and we have our characters. Then we went back to chat and we want to get the scene, and we're using Whisk and Gemini for this. So now we have the scene and it's in an airplane. So now we went back to Gemini and we have our scene. The first one it gave, there were two people, and of course we needed a empty seat. So I told Gemini to give me a empty seat, and this is our scene. And we brought everything over into Whisk AI. This is what I'm using. You could get to it. You just type in Whisk in Google and it will take you here. Now, to get your scene, now we're going to go back to Chat GPT, and now we're going to tell Chat to give me the scene. So create the scene, and it did. And this is what we were back into Whisk, and this is the scene that it gave us, right? You can see the prompt here. Now, the next thing is we're going to go back to chat and we are going to tell it to give the animation, which is a video and a dialogue. Now, you want to be very specific. If you're from a different country, you want to make sure that you prompt that it speaks the language, and you have to write out the language. So this is what I mean. So I'm Jamaican. So in order for my character to speak my language, see, I had to give it a prompt. I told it the character the woman says in Jamaican, and I wrote it out. And then see, chat came up with it, right? This is a dialogue. The male says it. I also wrote out what the male is supposed to say, and now it came up with the full dialogue. So it gave you the action, right? It gave you the dialogue, the audio direction, and all of that. So you're going to copy the whole prompt. This is the whole prompt here. So you want three things. You want a couple things when you're doing the animation for Whisk. You want to make sure that your character, what you're creating, you want to make sure that the action, the dialogue, the audio rules, the camera lighting, and all of that stuff, the mood, everything is captured within that dialogue, within that prompt. Because, and again, do not say Ava, do not say Mike, because AI doesn't know characters. Whisk particularly does not go by character name. It goes by female speaks, male speaks, or woman in a red top speaks. That's how you prompt Whisk to get it. Because if you prompted Ava, who's Ava? AI doesn't know that, right? So after that, after you get your prompt, you're going to copy this whole prompt here, and you're going to go back to Whisk, and you're going to paste your prompt. You're going to click on animate, right? You're going to click on animate video, and you're going to paste your prompt, and it's going to get you the video. Now let's play it and hear how it sounds. And that's why I don't like playing, Not true. So you see how you got the audio there. So now, say for example, let's go back here And say, for example, you are Nigerian, right? And you want to animate in your language. So now you're going to go back to chat and you're going to tell it, so we're going to do Nigerian. Right? And then we're going to see what chat comes up with. Okay. So you see it came up with the dialogue. My chat already knows how I prompt my story, so it already gives me everything. So now you're going to copy this whole thing. You're going to start from action. You're going to copy just the brief, and then you are going to paste it into, you're not going to change anything, right? Because unless you want more characters and unless you want a different scene, but for the most part, for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to stick to the one scene. You're going to select the male, you're going to select all three, right? And you're going to animate it again. This time it's going to be in Nigerian language. This is going to take some time to generate, so I'm going to pause the video and we're going to come back after it's generated. Okay, so we're back and our video generated. So now let's hear how it sounds. And that's why I don't like playing, you know. Sorry, that was the other one. Now this kind of thing make I know they like playing at all. So you see, and that's how you would get your accents. Now, Grok does not really do some accents very well, so you might have to constantly generate to get that accent. But I found that Whisk does good as long as you're very specific with your prompting and you write out your language and tell it what you want it to say. So now for a deeper understanding, basically that's what we just created just now. So I will show you guys that you hear another snippet of how you get the accent. So this was a Nigerian film that I created. This driver dey speed o. Relax, Joe. You too dey worry. You no feel that bend. Abeg calm down. We go dey all right. Aye, 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 yo. Okay, so that is how this is. Again, all this is about your prompting, as I just showed you guys the steps. You go into ChatGPT first, you give ChatGPT a role, you tell it what to do, you tell it the outcome that you want, and you create your images in Gemini, and then you bring them over to Whisk. And we went through all those steps. Now, if you do not want to create your images in Gemini, you don't have to. There's multiple image platforms that you can use. Gemini is one. Gemini does really well with character consistency. You can use ChatGPT as well. Those are two image generations. If you do not want to, if you just want to create your image, you can also use Bing Image Creator. So I'm going to just give you guys a brief look on what that looks like. So you're going to go back to chat and you're going to tell it to give you a prompt. right, to create the same female, but using Bing image. That's another platform that you can use to create your images, because ultimately you're just bringing them into Whisk and animating them, creating scenes and all that. So here we have our prompt for Bing. You're going to copy this, right? And then we are going to go to Bing. And then you are going to create image. Now Bing uses DALL-E, and then you're going to create. So Bing only has the downside to Bing is that you have to, it's not going to hold the whole prompt. So you might have to shorten it a bit. Now you can also use Kling AI as well, but that requires a subscription. So if you are on a free plan, Gemini would be your best bet, because at least you can generate images for free with Gemini. And here, see, we have our image. So you could take this image, you could download it, and you could bring it into, Whisk. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Forgive me. So now we can go back to Whisk. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm using my tablet, so this is a little, bear with me, guys. All right, so we're going to save our image, right? We're going to go back to Whisk, and you are going to add this character here. So see, there are ways that you can create your character if you don't like what Gemini does. So you can always create your character, and you're going to bring this into Whisk, and it's going to do its thing. Now, same process for, see, and it does that. Now, same process for the male character. You can go back to chat. You can go back to ChatGPT here, and you could tell it to give me the male. You could tell it to give you the male version as well. And of course, you got your prompt, and you're going to copy your prompt, right? And you're going to go to Bing, and you are going to generate your male image. So there are ways that you can create your characters. That is how you would make the story and the animation. And see here, now it's going to generate. It takes a while, but see here you have your male character here, and same concept. You can download it and you can bring it into Whisk, and you can animate your image. So that is how you create your image. If you have any questions, or you guys need an image or anything, drop a comment below. Let me know if this video helped you, or if you want to see more, just let me know, and I can make videos explaining how image generation, how prompting works. Until next time.